It's been a long time coming, but The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild has finally released on the Wii U and as a Nintendo Switch launch title, and I must say, this game was certainly worth the wait. There's just so much to do, so many places to explore, and, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Breath of the Wild takes place after the events of 100 years ago known as the Great Calamity, in which the beast, Calamity Ganon, rose up and took control of Hyrule, plunging the land into darkness. 100 years of healing later, Link is reawakened by the faint voice of Zelda, who you soon learn is at Hyrule Castle, locked in battle with the still rampant Calamity Ganon. It's up to you to reclaim the 4 divine beasts scattered across Hyrule from Ganon's grasp in order to defeat him and bring peace back to Hyrule. You could do that, or maybe you want to run straight to Ganon to face off against him, or maybe you feel like freeing only 2 of the divine beasts. Or maybe you'll just spend hours upon hours traveling the land in search of the prime shield surfing locales. Well, you're in luck because you can do any of those scenarios and so much more. The land of Hyrule is vast and full of surprises around every corner. You may stumble upon an enemy camp in which you'll have to put your skills with the game's very fun and robust combat system to the test. Some of the most fun I had while playing was running headfirst into a big camp of strong enemies, as well as finding new and clever ways to take them out. It helps to have such a wide array of options when it comes to combat, from the variety of melee weapons, bows, and shields, all with unique properties of course, to waiting at bay for the perfect chance to counterattack, to even cleverly using the environment to your advantage, such as pushing a nearby boulder down a cliff leaving destruction in its wake, or tossing an electricity conducting item near an enemy during a lightning storm for shocking results. The way physics work in Breath of the Wild makes the game even more enjoyable. For so long we've been conditioned to knowing that games have their limits, and just because something would work in the real world doesn't necessarily mean it'll work in the game. Breath of the Wild takes those old rules and throws them straight out the window, because in this game, if you think logic would allow something to be possible, it more times than not is possible. Wooden items and cloth armor will catch fire when close to a flame or in hot areas. Rolling boulders can burst down giant doors. Metallic objects will even attract and conduct electricity, and that was a huge aha moment for me when I, on a whim, dropped a sword on the ground to see if it would conduct 2 electrical circuits, and come to find out, it did. I was amazed and never in 100 years would have expected something like that to work, but it did. And it's moments like that and so much more that makes Breath of the Wild so magical. Oh, but it seems I failed to mention being able to fling bombs, freeze foes, and manipulate metal objects to crush them as well. How does one accomplish such feats? With the help of runes accessed by your Sheikah Slate, a mythical stone slab that is key to exploration and puzzle completion. Think of the runes as Link's tools to complete dungeons in past traditional Zelda games. These abilities, Remote Bomb, Magnesis, Stasis, and Cryonis, are key to completing shrines, mini-dungeons scattered across Hyrule, but these runes also have practical uses as stated before. They are fun to take advantage of, and if used properly can lead to some hilarious results. But besides combat and puzzle solving, there's exploring upon exploring to do on top of a slew of enjoyable and mind-boggling side quests. Which, speaking of exploring, nothing is more enjoyable than just that. Whether impossibly climbing up a cliffside, taking to horseback, or simply strolling through the woods, there's always something new to be seen, and that's what makes exploring all the more exciting and enjoyable. It's no secret that Breath of the Wild isn't the most visually superior game on the market, however, the almost minimalistic art style the game uses really brings out the beauty of all the worlds it contains. Adding to the atmosphere of each and every portion of Hyrule is the game's astonishing soundtrack. It's not your typical Zelda upbeat and vibrant tracks, but rather comparative to that of Animal Crossing songs, often common, made to add emotion to the world you're exploring, and it fits perfectly into Breath of the Wild. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is really something special. It's unlike any other open world game and rises the bar for future games in the genre. While yes, it may not be perfect, with weapon durability being low at times, a lack of real inventory sorting, and an active story throughout the majority of the game, it's still unbelievably well crafted and without a doubt entertaining. If you're at all considering checking out Breath of the Wild, let me make this easy for you. Play it. This game is so absolutely good that it is going to be praised for years and years to come.